You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to be delivering this episode to you today because I want to talk about something that every single actor struggles with at some point. It doesn't matter where you are, and that thing that they struggle with is the journey. What I mean by that is the feeling that no matter how much you do, you are just not quite there yet. You watch other actors, you compare yourself, and that little voice creeps in. Am I even good enough? Is this ever going to happen for me? Am I wasting my time? Have I got the talent? Have I got the skill? Is this just a pipe dream? But here's the thing. Every single actor, even the ones that you think have got it all figured out, that you feel like they've got their shit together, they've all started exactly where you are. And they've also had those thoughts as well. No actor's immune from them. And that is what we are going to dive into today. Now, before I do, we've got applications open for a very limited time for the very final 10-week method acting module of 2025. And this module is super exciting because it focuses in on a method acting exercise that I only teach once every 4 years. And that method acting exercise is something that will make you such a versatile, proficient, well-versed actor in emotional work. And that module is effective memory. When you train in effective memory, you can connect into any emotion that is asked of you on demand multiple times without the emotion ever fading out and without you feeling completely exhausted and burnt out at the end of it. When you train in effective memory, you become that actor that is carrying scenes with layers on layers and layers, and your audiences come up to you afterwards and say things to you like, I can't stop thinking about that scene, or you made me cry, or you made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Now, if that's the kind of feedback that you want, I am inviting you to come and complete an application form, and the link you need to go to is bit.ly/the standby method. That's bit.ly/the standby method. I've also left the link underneath where you've hit play. So I remember my first ever acting role, and I was so unbelievably nervous, and I was trembling inside. I was even trembling physically. My knees were trembling, and I kept thinking, I will never ever be as good as the people around me. And I was looking at them in awe, and I was putting them on a pedestal. I was thinking, God, they've got so much more experience than me. They're so much better than me. I wish I could be like them. And then I realised something, not straight away. I don't want to deceive you and say I realised this completely in the moment as I was rehearsing for this stage play that I was doing. I didn't. It took me a while, but I did realise something, that I actually had no real clue how much practice it would take to feel truly, truly confident, to the point where I could walk on a stage, on set, into an audition and go, you know what, I'm good. No matter what happens, I am good. It took me a very, very, very long time to get to that. And it is so easy to look at another actor's performance and just assume that they were born with that skill and assume that it's harder for you than it is for them. But here's the truth. Mastery is about the hours. So there was a person called Malcolm Gladwell, and he called it the 10,000 hour rule. And the 10,000 hour rule is not just a number. It's a mindset. It's a commitment. It's a feeling. Because every mistake, every flaw, every line you forget, every bad performance that you do, every wobble that you have on stage, during an audition, during a take, every doubt that you have that creeps in, that is another hour, another experience, another moment getting closer to mastery. But the theory is that it takes 10,000 hours to master your craft. So how do we make those 10,000 hours count? Because we don't just want to do 10,000 hours of forgetting lines, or 10,000 hours of doubting ourselves, or 10,000 hours of wobbling mid-performance. It's okay to do all those things, but one of the things that I share often is what we practice, we get better at. So it's okay to do those things, to have wobbles, to not feel confident, to forget lines, as long as we are then showing up with the mindset of curiosity. How do I improve that? So it's not just repetition, so we're just cramming in 10,000 hours. It's intentional practice. So let's break it down. It's not just about the performance. It's not just about getting to as many auditions as you can. It's not just about getting onto as many sets or stages as you can. It's the work that you do behind closed doors that nobody else sees, that you don't get that instant gratification and glory for. So, for example, scene study, script analysis, is one of the most overlooked parts of acting because it's not as exciting as jumping into a scene and getting it on its feet. But script analysis is something that you can do in your own time to start chipping away at those 10,000 hours of intentional practice. So you're not just memorising lines, you're not just getting lines stuck in your head in a pattern. You are learning to live the lines as if you have spoken them for the first time ever. So you need to experiment with, what's the intention behind the line? Why is this character choosing to say these words and not something else? Why are they even in the scene? Why can they not be doing something else right now with their life? And then you can play around with the intentionality of the scene and the lines. Another thing you can do is observe. I talk about this such a lot on the podcast, but you can people watch, sit in cafes, sit in the cinema, wherever you are, on the bus, on the train, on the tube, on the subway, wherever. Watch people, listen to their rhythms as they speak, observe their habits, observe their quirks. Every small detail that you are picking up on within people in public as you go about your day is research. This is all research for the actor. And then you can also reflect. So record yourself delivering monologues, review it, notice what works, notice what doesn't, notice where you were intentional, notice where you were in the moment, notice where you were focused, notice where you were following your creative impulses, notice when you were in your head doubting yourself, notice when you were repeating lines parrot fashion and they didn't mean anything. Notice where you're getting stuck in performance patterns. It's like sculpting. Every day you chip away, refining, shaping, learning, growing, you are sculpting out the type of actor you are going to become. Progress doesn't happen overnight, we know this, but each deliberate effort that you put in compounds, and you'll start seeing it in small ways at first. Your presence will improve, your confidence will improve, the emotional connection, the truthfulness of your reactions, your ability to hold your focus, stay in the moment. So here's a little exercise for you for this week that you could do to start chipping away at those 10,000 hours of practice. Pick one scene or one monologue or even one emotion to connect to daily and spend at least 30 minutes with full focus on the chosen thing that you want to improve. Then record yourself, watch it back and ask yourself, was I intentional? Was I sincere? Were my expressions coming across with clarity? Did what I wanted to do with the character land? And then try it again the next day. And just remember, this journey isn't about perfection. You are going to make mistakes and there's so much to get from making mistakes. This journey is about showing up. It's about being brave. It's about trusting the process, even when, especially when, nobody's watching you and you're not getting glory for it. So in the next episode, I am going to be talking about the terrifying world of emotions and how to nail them again and again, because emotions and emotional connection can cause so much stress in us. However, if you want to get even more focused with your craft and you want to chip away at those 10,000 hours in a structured way, in a way where you're going to get support, in a way where you're going to get feedback that's in depth, in a way where your talent and your skills and your craft is going to be nurtured, then I highly recommend you go and apply for a place on the 10-week method acting module that begins in October. We are diving into the incredible method acting exercise, Effective Memory. So that link again is bit.ly/the standby method. Applications are only open for a limited time and they close on Wednesday, the 8th of October. So be quick, go and check out that link and I'll see you again soon. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors Handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.